Let us compose our mind, develop the saddha, virya, then mindfully we shall commence the physical puja. Namo 本师释迦牟尼佛。Namo 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 观世音菩萨。Namo 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 阿弥陀佛。Namo 阿弥陀佛。Namo 阿弥陀佛。南无弥勒佛，南无弥勒佛，南无弥勒佛，南无药师佛，南无药师佛，南无药师佛，南无普贤菩萨，南无普贤菩萨，南无普贤菩萨，南无地藏王菩萨，南无地藏王菩萨。南无地藏王菩萨，南无佛菩萨，南无佛菩萨，南无佛菩萨。阿拉亨萨玛萨布多巴嘎哇，布当巴嘎วัน当阿毗瓦帝弥。Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammang Namasami Supatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Sanghang Namami Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhang saranang gacchami, Dhammang saranang gacchami, Sanghang saranang gacchami, Tutiampi Buddhang saranang gacchami, Tutiampi Dhammang saranang gacchami, Tutiampi Sanghang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi Buddhang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi Dhammang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi Sanghang saranang gacchami. Panatipata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Adina dana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Kamesu miccācara veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Musawada veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Surameraya Majapamadatana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami. Okay, you all can be seated. Page 3 of our chanting book. We will continue from Padipa Puja onwards. Ganna Sarapatitena Ditena Tamadang Sina Diloka Dipang Sambuddhang Pujayami Tamonudang Ganda Sambara Yutina Dupena Hang Sugang Hina Pujayae Pujaniyang Tang Puja Bhajana Mudhamang Vanna Kanda Kuno Petang Etang Kasuma Santatin Pujayami Munindasa Siri Pada Sarorohe Pujemi Buddhang Kasumena Nena Punnena Matena Chahotu Mokhang Pupang Milayati Yatta Idang Me Kayo Tata Yati Vinasa Bhavang Adivase Tuno Bante Paniyang Parikapitang Nukampang Upadaya Patigan Hatu Muttamang Adivase Tuno Bante Pale Parikapitang Anukampang Upadaya Patigan Hatu Muttamang Adivase Tuno Bante Bojanang Parikapitang Anukampang Upadaya Patigan Hatu Muttamang. Now we shall chant the Puja aspiration based on our understanding of the significance of all these Puja offerings. Significance of offering of light. May this offering of lights to the Buddha brings forth causes and conditions to illuminate our mind and help arise a needed clarity and understanding to dispel all darkness or ignorance state. Significance of water, offering of water. May this offering of pure, clear, cool water lead us to the pure, clear Dhamma that cools and doses of the fires of all defilements within our mind. Excuse me. Significance of offering of incense. May our morality, virtue, and understanding shine forth far and wide, just like the fragrance of this incense, which we are offering to the Blessed One, who is perfect in wisdom and virtue. Significance of offering of fruits. May this offering of fruits remind us of the Dana Parami of generosity and the fruits of our karma, so that we will diligently strive on with heedfulness to attain the path and fruition soon as possible. Significance of offering of flowers. May this constant offering of flowers to the Blessed One strengthen our faith and constantly remind us of the impermanence of this body, so that we will diligently and sincerely strive on to cultivate Sila, Samadhi, and Panya, leading to ultimate liberation, the bond-free Nibbana, making of overall aspiration. By the power of all these merits, born of these offerings, may our spiritual faculties of Saddha, Virya, Sati, Samadhi, and Panya be further strengthened until the balas or powers. Sharing and transfer of merits to all beings. May these merits be shared and transferred to all beings without exception, especially to those who have the condition and affinity to receive them. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, let's pay respect to Puja. Buddhang Puja. Dhammang Puja. Sanghang Puja. Okay, you all can be seated. So just relax body and mind, maintain some form of attentiveness. Then we shall start our half an hour of awareness-based meditation. We will alternate so that you all can have your half an hour of awareness-based meditation. Awareness-based meditation is very simple when you understand it. its sole intent and purpose is to develop the stability of inner awareness within our nature. The moment we are without thought, we are already aware. So technically or basically, you don't have to do anything. You just have to relax. Maintain awareness means maintain some form of attentiveness or alertness. Just aware. Whatever arises from the six sense basis, aware. Because our basis of life is to develop this awareness within. That's how we know the world. That's how we interact with the world. Without the senses, we cannot develop awareness. That's why because of our senses, we can become aware of what we see, what we hear, what we smell, what we taste, what we tactily feel and think. And from this sense of consciousness, we know the world. We interact with the world. We communicate with the world. And that's the basis of life. Going through experiences, living life via our mundane thought, consciousness and thinking. So the purpose of meditation is to reverse all this thinking so that the thought process stops. Then through that training, you can realize your true mind, which is before the perception, the knowing, or the arising of thought. That primordial mind or true mind before the stirring, the reaction, before the movement. And that is wisdom. When you can see that clearly, then you can understand clearly the essential Dhamma is taught by the Buddha. Why they say our mind is the forerunner of all things, mind is chief. When mind arises, all things arise. Whereas that mundane thinking mind or the thought process is psychological thinking. So when psychological thinking arises, psychological time arises. That's why we create. Through that psychological thought process, we created time, past, present, and future. And out of the three, two of them are illusionary time, not reality. They are concept of time created by the mundane thought process, the thinking. They are concept, idea, words, etc. So this movement is very important. Understanding this movement can give rise to wisdom and allow us to develop the clear understanding of who we are, what we are, and how our form and mind function. And as a human being, how through the form and mind we manifest and create an existence, life. All of this so-called living. And from all this understanding, we start to develop self-knowledge. We start to see clearly how without wisdom and understanding we get entangled. How that sakkaya-ditthi, self-delusion, believing that this so-called human being of ours, or the five aggregates of form and mind, they are a permanent, unchanging entity where we can cling on to, grasp into, and hold on to and say, this is me, this is I. Therefore, all these are I. That is the greatest sakkaya-ditthi or self-delusion. When you cling on to that deludedly, you create the egoic mind. The egoic mind, which is the personality within, will develop the selfishness to own things, to possess things, to control things, to become violent, emotional, angry, fearful. It all started with the ego. Then all your like and dislike, pleasant and unpleasant sense experience, all of your thought activity that give rise to all the various concepts, ideology, views, opinion, conditioning, belief system, even all of the mind state that you experience, you accumulated them, you cling on to them, including all your phobia, insecurity, fear, worry, anxiety, sorrow, lamentation, deep resentment, intense fear. So all these are the movement within our mundane activity, thinking, and emotion. You have to understand them, how they arise, and how they come to pass. How without wisdom you continue to hold, grasp, cling, and give meaning. That's how you get yourself entangled, afflicted. If you just let things be, the mundane thinking will slow down. Then it will come to an end. Like what J. Krishnamurti came to know. He said the very flowering of the emotion or the thought process is the very ending of the emotion. It can be fear, anger, hatred, or whatever emotion, even insecurity. Silence your mind and stay with it and see it dissipating without any more delusion, deluded thought energy. It cannot move. In the midst of our pure awareness, it will cease to be. And to develop this inner awareness, to stabilize it, is to have this understanding. That's why the four support, they are very important. When you develop them, it will bring about the inner awareness and it will stabilize your inner awareness. That's why we call it the four support to develop the inner awareness, nature's movement and transformation. First support is to relax body and mind completely. Whatever arises, relax into it. Then second support is silent everything. Maintain awareness. Just an alertness or awareness. Just whatever arises, away. Then the third support is to stabilize this inner awareness. Continue with the second support until it becomes very stable. Yeah. And when your inner awareness is very stable, all your thought process will slow down and cease. Then you can, through that process, understand that you have two minds. Ability to realize that silent mind, your inner awareness nature, that true mind is very important. So you just stay there, maintain awareness. Whatever arises, away, finish. Or away, silent. No need to know. Don't try to do, don't try to know. Yes, the doing and the knowing is always by the thought. When thought is active, you cannot be away. Then for those who have stabilized their inner awareness nature, you can move on to the fourth support. To do the fourth support, you must have a very stable inner awareness developed. Then when you develop it, the inner awareness will stay at the heart area. It will fall to the heart area. Then you just silence everything and stay there. Whatever arises, away. Whatever arises, away. Don't try to do anything. The fourth support is trust. Trust. Trust your inner nature to do the meditative movement. So when you stay away at the heart area, just relax into it, maintain awareness, then let it move. Whatever you are able to detect, even your whatever vibration within your heart area, or even your heartbeat, the initial very gross pounding, just relax into it and silence everything and maintain awareness. Allow the awareness and the heartbeat or the vibration to move as one without thought, without interference, nothing, just away. Then let it transform. And sooner or later, from the gross pounding, it will become more and more refined, more and more subtle, more and more quiet, more and more peaceful. Then just let it be. And as it develops the stability, it will move on itself. And the fourth support, if you can stabilize it and develop it until very, very quiet, very still, you will experience tranquility of mind, stillness of mind, silent mind. And for the first time in your life, you realize you have two minds. That is the beginning of wisdom, understanding. Then with that mind, you silence everything to see things as they are, to see truth, to see reality, to insight into phenomena, to develop all the understanding of the Buddha's teaching. That's why awareness-based meditation is very powerful. Then later on, when it stabilizes, when you are able to be in that state of complete silence without thought, tranquility and stillness, you will detect the gateway to your nature on its own. Be patient. It will happen. When it happens, you will understand. There is a lot of beautiful, very subtle movement. Then there are movement of energy. Whatever that you have developed externally, it will melt inside through the gateway to become your inner energy, to transform your nature within. So that's the understanding. Okay, I'll let you all develop the training yourself. Then I will set the alarm now, 30 minutes. Okay, you all can slowly, mindfully come out of the meditation. Try to maintain whatever inner peace, inner calmness, and inner awareness that you have developed. Stabilize it for as long as you can. These are the mind state you use to live your daily life and develop the continuity of daily mindfulness. Mindfulness of all action, all movement in the present moment, including whatever minor movement like blinking of your eye, turning, stretching, movement, all the activity, every part of your physical body, and whatever you come to perceive within nature, the movement, that pure awareness nature, specific phenomena, the awareness and the phenomena move as one. Hearing also same, smell, taste, tactile, thought process, same. whether it's physical flow, mental flow, or nature's movement, you can develop the awareness. Okay, now we turn to page 6 of the chanting book. And we will do the invocation to the Devas. Invocation to the Devas. In this universe, in their entirety, let the deities and Devas come here. Let them hear the good teachings of the King of Sages, which gives heaven and release, Nibbana. This is the time to listen to the teaching. This is the time to listen to the teaching. This is the time to listen to the teaching. Samanta Chirakawa Lisu Atra Gacantu Devata Saddhammang Muni Rajasa Sunantu Sakamokadang Dhamma Swanan Kalo Ayang Badanta Dhamma Swanan Kalo Ayang Badanta Dhamma Swanan Kalo Ayang Badanta Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Iti peso bhagava arahang samma sambuddho vijajarana sampanno sugato lokavidu anuttaro purisa dhamma sarati satta deva manusanang Buddho Bhagavati Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Santitiko Akaliko Ehipaseko Opanayiko Pajapang Veditabo Vinuhiti Supatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Ujupatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Nyayapatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Samicipatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Yadidang Chatari Purisa Yogani Atta Purisa Pugala Esa Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Ahuneyo Pahuneyo Dakhineyo Anjali Karaniyo Anuttarang Punyang Ketang Lokasati Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu. Okay, you all can be seated. Now we shall continue from where we stop. The sutta is the wonderful Dhamma Lotus Flower Sutta, 妙法蓮華經. We are following the Master Hsuan's commentary. We are at volume 4, chapter 3, Parables. Okay. The sutta says that the Tathagata uses a similar approach. Although he has power and fearlessness, he does not use them. Commentary. It means Sakyamuni Buddha is just like the elders who gave away the great cards to his children Even though the Buddha has 10 kinds of wisdom, powers, and 4 kinds of fearlessness, he does not use them. The Buddha does not use his spiritual power and ultimate wisdom. Is it because the Buddha's treasure his ultimate wisdom and spiritual power so much that he is afraid of losing them when he uses them? No, that is not his reason. If he were to use them, living beings would not understand what he was doing. So he first thought the expedient, the model, or expedient way, skillful means. Okay, I read again. So he first taught the expedience, the model, using the provisional teachings for the sake of the ultimate or supreme vehicle teaching. But in the Dhamma Flower Assembly, he set aside the provisional to reveal the ultimate. The Buddha reveals the entirety of the Buddha Dhamma to living beings, so that they may all quickly realize Buddhahood. Then the next part is correlating the use of the card. So subheading N1, correlating the suitability of the 3 cards, resonating with the children's predisposition, and correlating the praises of the 3 cards as being rare. Then correlating the suiting of the children's wishes. Okay, next part of the sutta. How this correlating of suitability of the 3 cards resonate or resonating with the children's predisposition. Okay, so in this section, the sutta says, instead, he resort to wisdom and skillful means to rescue living beings from the burning house of the 3 rhymes, teaching them the 3 vehicles. The vehicle of the Savaka or sound hearer, the Pajika Buddhas, and the Sammasambuddha. So look at the note 20. The Fa Hua Jing Ru Su. What is the Mandarin word? Is it Ru Su?
入数。
Oh, okay.
佛乘者即菩提乘，
Yeah.
从果而
明
明耳。
而明耳。Okay, I'll read the English. 法华经入世 Vesicle 3. Oh, volume 3 they put as Vesicle 3 here. Okay, the Buddha vehicle is simply the Buddha or the Bodhisattva vehicle being named in terms of the realization. Okay, so we go back. Instead, he resort to wisdom and skillful means. So here, Sakyamuni Buddha uses the provisional for the sake of the ultimate by teaching only the expedient Dhamma, applying skillful means with wisdom. With wise skillful means, he teaches as the opportunity arises and teaches the Dhamma according to the person's attitude, like prescribing medicine for a specific illness. He teaches living beings according to their potential. Among all the illness of living beings, greed, hatred, and delusion are the worst. These 3 poison, or the 3 evil roots of all evil, obscure our Dhamma body, thereby preventing us from understanding. That's why obstruct or obscure your Buddha nature or pure awareness nature. And because of that, your wisdom life, you cannot get to live it. Okay, next page. Being greedy means one can never get enough. The more, the better. One's greed is never satisfied. That spirit is serious. Some people are greedy day and night, at all times, throughout the 6 periods of the day and night. they act all greed. They never take a break from it. Actually, this greed, when you understand, as long as living being is not enlightened with Sakkaya, you always have that evil root within, no matter what you do. Because the ego, the personality, the selfishness, all arise from that. As long as there's Sakkaya, greed is always there. Where everything that you think or arise, you always measure for me or not for me, advantageous to me or not advantageous to me. Will it benefit me and my family or my company? Because you identify the ego manifests and create the greed, the selfishness. And this evil root is very powerful. It can lead to possessiveness, cunningness, and it can make you very not only cunning, very shrewd, very selfish, and full of what they call motive to seek advantages, benefits. You can see them in our society, in our present world. Everything is happening for a reason. And the reason is normally linked to selfishness, possessiveness, power, all this. Then the other evil root is emotion, anger, hatred, envy, jealousy. This evil root of anger might arise when things don't go your way, when you cannot get what you want, or when people oppose you, you become violent. You may feel so upset and frustrated that you cannot sleep at night. You might spend your night thinking of way to get even, contorted with anger. Your face reveal your asura nature. You know what is asura? The demon face. Asura are beings that take that birth because of the evil root of anger. They are demon in character. Demon, very violent. So this evil root of anger, hatred, emotion, jealousy, everything, they are very prominent within the Asura line. Or we call it the line of the demons. Okay. How does that look? Shino asks. You scratch out your eyes, ears, nose, and mouth together in the center of your face. Your contorted features are like are like a big family, all united, increasing the force of your anger. You gather together to start a company. What kind of business do they plan to do? The business of beating up anyone who opposes them. You look like an asura when you refuse to talk to anyone and scowl with a stormy face. Seeing you, people run away and keep their distance. Everyone who sees you say, stay away from him. Don't set him up. This guy is like a ticking time bomb. He is a bomb looking for a place to explode. You, this human bomb, are more marvelous than a real atomic bomb. And this is the humor side of Shenhua. How is that? The human bomb is alive, while an atomic bomb is inanimate and needs a human or a person to set it off. People have full control over themselves. They choose whether to detonate or not. However, if you explode, not only do you hurt yourself, you hurt others as well. So nowadays, our society calls it suicide bombers. These are very common in recent years. How do you hurt yourself? Once your ignorance flare out, every bit of your self-discipline or wisdom you have accumulated go up in a blaze. So this part is, I think, the analogy that Master Shen Hua used. Here, self-discipline does not equate to wisdom. Means your training, your so-called training, which is not wisdom yet. Wisdom once arises, you cannot forget it on. You don't need to remember it on. So this part, I think, that word they use is not that proper. Goes up in a place. You can observe that those who lost their temple are incredibly ignorant. If you were not foolish, they would not get angry. Which truly wise people. Which truly, the English is not correct. Sorry, I read wrongly. Which truly wise people. I think the word which is wrong. Does truly wise people ever had a temple? It should be does, not wish. Does truly wise people ever have a temple? Because this anger, when you arise them through ignorance and delusion, it really condition you to be without the rational understanding. Because the emotion take over. In Australia, they call it fly of the handle. You drive the car, the handle. They just have that word fly of the handle. Then when you become emotional or full of anger and hatred, you really lost your head on. You simply do things. That's why in the spur of an anger, you can say words that are really, really very negative and can lead to a lot of misunderstanding and can cause a lot of conflict. Misunderstanding leading to sometimes unnecessary fight and other things. And it may also lead to violence. That violence can lead to killing or injury and death. Okay, next part. Just now I told you that your facial feature come together and form a great company when you get angry. I think you got the gist of what I said. Your eyes, ear, nose, and mouth comes together. It's not that they grow together, but that they converge, ready for battle. Like full of anger, very fierce, very violent. They join force to form an alliance, expressing anger and hatred. This manifestation of anger and hatred is the appearance of an asura, a demon. If you see anyone fly into a bridge, that person is an asura. Now, am I indulging in in name calling? No, asura just like to get angry. They have no other talent. All day long, they express themselves by getting angry. Why do they get angry? They get angry because they are greedy. Without greed, they would have no reason to get angry. Why else do they get angry? They are deluded. Actually, that is the main one, delusion. I just told you that intelligent or wise people will not lose their temper. Those who habitually get angry belongs to the Dhamma or the Asuras. That one is based on the 10 Dhamma rhyme. The 3 poisons of greed, hatred, and delusion are like a fire that consumes our inherent wisdom, our Dhamma body, and our merits and virtue. This internal blaze is the strongest fire imaginable. So sometimes they are called the 3 evils, roots of all evil. When they are around, they make you evil. That's why these 3 evil roots, greed, hatred, and delusion, indirectly, it causes your karmic downfall. So you have to root it out. Then not only that, in the sutta is also mentioned, they are also the 3 poison. They can poison you and kill you. It doesn't mean physically you will be dead. It means spiritually you are dead, like dead. It's just like the Buddha said, the heedless are as if dead. Without heedfulness, you are as if dead. So these 3 poisons, when you hold them, especially your hatred, your selfishness, your covetousness, your craving, your whatever grasping, clinging, attachment, possessiveness, they will kill you where they are poison. Even your fear, your sakayaditi, your worry, anxiety, sorrow, lamentation, all this. These are negative mind state that can cause your immune system to actually go down. Then from there, you will be easily afflicted by all the traumatic diseases like cancer or sick. But once your cell starts to mutate, your immune system will go down. Then this negative energy, which is born of the evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion, especially anger and fear, worry, anxiety, even selfishness, also craving, desire, and covetousness. They are very strong emotion, very negative in their energy. There is no love, compassion, virtue, contentment. All these are not there. That's why their energy field are very negative. Okay, I read on. The Buddha uses the Tathagata's wisdom to teach expedient Dhamma and knows what Dhamma to teach when he meets any living beings. How does he do that? How does he do this? And it is said the Buddha expounded the Dhamma with a single voice, living being understanding it according to their individual ability. When the Buddha explained the Dhamma, human beings hear him and awaken to the principles of cultivating towards Buddhahood. Immortals hear him and bring forth the Bodhi resolve to cultivate and attain fruitions. When Bodhisattva, Arahats, Savaka, and Pacceka Buddha hear the Buddha explain the Dhamma, they also resolve upon Bodhi. Living beings in the 9 Dhamma rhyme all resolve upon Bodhi when they hear the Buddha's teaching or the Buddha teaching the Dhamma. 9 Dhamma rhyme means the last one, the 10 Dhamma rhyme, is the Dhamma rhyme of the Buddhas. All Buddhas, past, present, and future. That's why the remaining 9 Dhamma rhyme, they all resolve upon Bodhi. So here is how actually the sutta explain the expedient way and all the possibility of the Buddha's skillful means to teach. But the thing that you can understand is very important. Because the Buddha is perfect in wisdom and virtue. He has the ability to teach all living beings. That's why you look at the 9 great virtue of the Buddha. He is the teacher of man and God. Means he can teach all. then he is the guide, uncomparable. Means nobody can be better than him. That's why he is a very unique being. So when he teach, his Dhamma can lead living beings to resolve upon the Bodhi mind. And the Bodhi mind can be activated. And you will know how to develop the understanding to cultivate. And then you will develop the interest, the faith, and all these things. And it's for all levels. That's why all the 9 Dhamma rhymes, you all can benefit from his teaching. Yeah. And he has this very unique, skillful means to guide living beings. No matter who you are, he has the understanding. He can look into your past. And he can know your karmic obstruction and karmic past negativity. And he can instruct you accordingly. That's why the Samasa Buddha is very unique. Very, very special. That's why he is not only enlightened, he is fully enlightened, perfect in wisdom and virtue. Okay, I read on. That is known as the wisdom of skillful means. So here he said the Buddha explained the Dhamma with a single voice, but all living beings, regardless of their type or classification, can understand the wonders of it. That is known as the wisdom of skillful means. The Buddha teaches and transforms living beings through skillful means, use of wisdom. So basically, if you look at the Buddha Dhamma, especially the Theravada essential Dhamma, where he actually first taught, immediately after his enlightenment, underneath the Bodhi tree, after the 7 weeks, he walked towards the 5 ascetic. And the first teaching he taught was the first sermon, Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, mainly for the Four Noble Truths and its 3 turning. And that, to me, is the complete teaching, because that is the secret of life. When you understand the Four Noble Truths, you understand life, both mundane and supramundane. And when you understand life, you can live life. That's why it's so beautiful. Then life takes a turn. Life becomes amazingly beautiful, wonderful. And you can really live life to the fullest. You can realize the pristine beauties and wonders of life as you live life with that type of understanding. That's why his skillful means is to teach this initial teaching so that living beings understand. But to really penetrate this Four Noble Truths and its 3 turning, you must penetrate the First Noble Truth final summary. Means why the Buddha say in short, it is due to living beings' sakkayaditthi, self-delusion, that condition them to grasp at the 5 aggregates of form and mind that he called dukkha, which means the 5 grasping aggregate is dukkha. That's why in the second teaching, immediately after Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, the first sermon, he followed by Anatta-lakkhana Sutta, the teaching on anatta. Anatta means not a permanent unchanging entity, but most of them define it as non-self. Actually, the real meaning is not a permanent unchanging entity that you can cling on to, grasp onto and hold on to and say, this is me, this is I, therefore all this can be mine. Means you believe that this form and mind is a permanent unchanging entity where you can hold on to, grasp onto and say, this is me, this is I, therefore all this I can own, I can have. And that is the greatest sakkayaditthi, self-delusion. And from there, all karmic negativity. Because when you cling deludedly to the Sakaya deity, which is the wrong view with regards to that 5 of form mind, or the so-called personality, the egoic mind, that is the beginning of the 3 evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion manifesting because of that Sakaya deity, self-delusion. When you cling, the ego personality arises. And from there, all the what they call related suffering born of that Sakaya deity manifests. That's why entanglement, the phenomenal world of consciousness and form, has power over living being, as long as your Sakaya deity is not rooted out. So, based on all this understanding, you will come to know why the Buddha need to teach this initial teaching, or we call it the skillful means, expedient way, where this teaching relate to life, existence, suffering. And when he presents you with something that is so useful, so beautiful to let you understand life, liberate your mind to be free of all suffering. That's why the sainthood way has to be taught first. But cultivator of the way, they mistaken this initial skillful means teaching as something that they want to quickly realize it and finish off with it. They don't want to have anything else to do with suffering anymore. That's why they fail to comprehend the other 2 vehicles. That's why after the sound hearer or the sainthood ways teaching, we have the Pachika Buddha's teaching that develop the understanding of the 12 link Paticca Samuppada teaching. Then from there, they move on to the Bodhisattva way that develops the very extensive, pervasive cultivation to develop the very, very extraordinary wisdom and understanding. Means you not only develop the understanding to liberate your mind and free, but you can continue with the cultivation of the Bodhisattva way by continuously arising to cultivate the perfection of all the virtues that are possible, so that you can become a Samasa Buddha, so that you have the embodiment of this Samasa Buddhahood's quality or virtue that make you unique. And that way is the supreme vehicle way, the ultimate teaching. That's why all this, the Theravada tradition, the other lesser tradition, they cannot comprehend. And most of them don't even want to attempt understanding it or learning it. And some have doubt about that particular teaching. It's like a lot of things that is taught in the Mahayana teaching. They are not in the Theravada teaching. So all this is what is happening in our present world and society within the Buddhist community. That's why it's not easy to teach the Bodhisattva way or the Supreme Vehicle way to the sainthood way cultivator, unless they have good roots. Otherwise, not easy. That's why my vow and my what they call conditioning that bring forth all this understanding, I was like asked to come this life. That's why I become English educated, and I have to learn the Theravada tradition teaching. But Mahayana, my nature already have. That's why as I come, I understand all this very fast. And I realize in our society, English is like the most important language for our planet. And most Theravada tradition, they all are mainly English educated. Yeah. And they find it very difficult to have teachings that can explain the Mahayana teaching. Yeah. And most of them, even Theravada teaching also, they find it very difficult to find the authentic, the genuine one that can transform, bring about actual understanding and transformation. That's why Maitreya 208's nature came and made the request. And because of that, over the past 20 plus years, coming to 21 years of my nature coming out to do the sharing, a lot of things has happened. And all this that is need to be understood has evolved out. Yeah. That's why now you have clear understanding of what the expedient way, the skillful means, the initial teaching of the sainthood way are, and how from there you can actually understand the Mahayana teaching and develop the training. Not difficult, but they are related, one teaching. Except how extensive the training that we go. And to look at it from the point of cultivation, I think by now a lot of Kayamita already have the understanding. If you develop the sainthood way, the first four support that I taught you to develop, to help you develop the inner awareness and stabilize it. You only need the first three support to do the sainthood way, where you don't have to use the fourth support first. To do the sainthood way, to realize Sotapanna shape, Sakadagami shape, Anagami, and even until Arahanta shape, and to free your form and mind from future rebirth. You only need the sainthood way, the first three support. Yeah. And you need to have a glimpse of what cessation is, Nibbana. And that's it, finished. But as we all know, if you continue with the training, take the Bodhisattva way, then you have to do the fourth support. You need to develop the stability of that inner awareness, then silence everything through the fourth support to locate the gateway to our nature. So those who do the same way, they will not develop the training of the mind to illuminate that nature within, because they don't do the fourth support. And the fourth support is very, very extensive. From there, you can develop a lot of understanding, cultivation, training, and it's like completely a different cultivation, very, very different. But it's worth it because very rewarding. It is worth that cultivation. Although people who don't understand, they think it will take very long. We are talking about eons and eons and eons of cultivation. And when living beings who are not enlightened, who don't have the idea of what this Bodhisattva way or the Supreme way is, they can never fathom that type of cultivation. But to them, it's too long. They really don't want to try. To them, it's like near to impossible. Especially they see the vow, the first basic vow of the Bodhisattva. The vow to take across all the limitless living beings throughout samsara. They will say it must be mad. They say, how can you take across all? But the understanding is not based on mundane thought process and thinking, because that vow is out of love and compassion for you to go this way so that you can continue to take rebirth via the understanding of the Bodhisattva way. And you can come without going through the normal rebirth through avijja. Your rebirth is born of pure consciousness that has love and compassion. And that one, together with your karmic nature, can also bring forth the rebirth process. And the form and mind can still come. And you can develop until you have that understanding and stability. You can choose to come. Choose to come means karma got no more power over you to condition or force you to come. When I say you have to come means the law of karma take effect. But when you can choose to come means you don't have to go through that process of coming, conditioning to avijja. You have the rebirth consciousness, and that rebirth consciousness is manifested automatically upon the last thought moment before a being dies. And that one is called samsaric evolution, the unending birth and death within samsara. You keep on roaming within the whole 31 plane of existence, or sometimes we call it the knower become the traveler in space and time. Is you continuously take rebirth and roam throughout the whole universe. Okay, I think we end here. We mark this page so that we can continue next Tuesday. Okay, I'll mark this page. I think now we'll open up for second session. Second session, I think the last Thursday class, we have Eng Bee who's supposed to continue. Eng Bee, are you there?
I would like to continue sharing during our Cameron Highlands retreats. Yeah.
Yes.
Because most of the time I was in front of the three great beings, Rupang.
Yeah.
In the middle is Sakya Muni Rupang, right?
Yes,
And then Tijang Wang Pusa, and then on the right is Guan Yin Pusa.
Guan Yin Pusa, yes.
Yeah. When I look into them, their facial expression is always smiling.
Correct.
They are always smiling one.
Yes.
So when I look at them, so indirectly I'm like kind of influenced by their smiling features.
So very good.
Most of the time I'm quite relaxed. The facial is quite relaxed.
Yeah.
So I could like kind of listen attentively to whatever Brother Teo was sharing during the retreat.
That one very good.
And then I can like when I listen to the Dhamma Sharing by Brother Teo, right? I like I don't know why I have been so many years following the retreat. And I can like how to say fully absorb inside the Dhamma Sharing. Fully absorb. But I don't know whether it's a deeper understanding or not. But it's like sometimes I can feel my eyes are like growing bigger.
Like glow.
Like the eyes part like like first time hearing it like that. Like never have enough of the Dhamma. like absorbing, like keep absorbing.
I know. Like your whole being together, your physical is drawing it. There's a lot of joy.
Besides absorbing the Dhamma, at the same time internally like
understand. A lot of movement.
Like understand that Brother Teo is using like today's Dhamma sharing of this 妙法莲华经
yes.
Brother Teo is using very great skillful means also. Whenever there are questions posed when Brother Teo was answering it, I can like learning how to capture the answering part, the skillfulness of how to answer certain questions according to individual.
Rejoice. This is your parami. This one will transform you later on when you come out to share. You will become very, very good. But these are what they call those who really go the Bodhisattva way. When you reach certain phase of cultivation, you can pick up all this one. this is what we call the extensive understanding when you develop the cultivation. Then when you read the scripture or what, if you are a cultivator, that's why when I read this, sometimes the English translation may not be correct, but I will know what this sutta is and how it is to be emphasized. That's why my nature's skill is in able to extract all this and expand on it. If you were to go through all those commentary that last time I used, even the Tzu Chi, Zhen Yan Fa Shi, and also many Xuan Hua, Master Xuan Hua, Xuan Hua Sangren, their commentary actually is a very good guide, but to expand on it is not easy one. To have the understanding to explain it is not easy one. That's why for you, you can see that and develop the understanding and joy to absorb it. It's very beautiful. It means meant to be. That's why this year you appear very different. Your understanding has developed further, much further. Very good, Sadhu, Eng Bee.
Sadhu, right?
Sadhu.
That's why one of the when I met you in the corridor, remember? I was sharing. But this year, it is very beneficial and very deep, very deeper understanding like that.
Very deep penetration.
I don't know whether it's penetration, but
no, it's penetration because from the heart go in on mind to mind. It go in on.
Because I can like catch Bratio when answering certain questions.
Sadhu, yes.
Not only during that particular moment when you answer, when you come to other Dhamma sharing, you can still come up with the answer to answer the previous question.
Correct, Sadhu.
It is like not only one-to-one answering, question answering.
To many
go to other topic, you can come back and answer the question with a more deeper
understanding
way. I don't know whether the questioner understand that you are giving the answer at the other moment also, but I can feel that the answering is to answer the previous question.
You can sense it, which is correct, because this is to expand all the understanding. Even new people also used to tell me they feel that a lot of the questions they want to ask after they attend the retreat session, like a lot of the question has been answered. Means all the answer that they seek, if they listen attentively, they really find the answer there or no. It's like what I used to tell Kayamita is that initially they come, a lot of question one. Like last time Yun Chan, they all come, I remember, even Chui, they all come. A lot of question one. Then later on, as you cultivate, you will realize you have less and less question, more and more understanding. And this is how it will transform. Then when you continue to cultivate and you listen attentively later from the heart, the transformation of understanding inside through the wisdom energies, vibration that go through the mind to mind see one, it's totally different or no. You listen from the heart or no. And sometimes no need to listen from the brain also. You like silent and let the vibration go in. It's actually in already. Then by the time you come out, then somehow you may not, without you knowing it, the same Dhamma that I spoke, if you listen again through the audio or the video, or sometimes you read the transcript, it's like, how come suddenly you understand it so differently? It's no longer like before, where the understanding is mainly like Song Wen Ru, superficial knowledge, and maybe deeper, a bit deeper. Then as you develop clearer understanding and more stability of daily mindfulness and the inner awareness nature, as you move the internal transformation, your heart area, your understanding transform, become different. Then you can like understand a lot of what I share more and more clearly and deeper. No, it's like wow, like the Dhamma sharing is so beautiful. Then like what you encounter, it is like very well like phrase. The skillful means that used to explain and develop the overall extensive understanding. All this will come out. That's why you are the first to tell me this. Because I have been sharing this way for quite long already. And this is actually an understanding that evolved out of the extensive cultivation. Otherwise, this style of teaching cannot come out. This style of explanation cannot come out. And especially for the English-speaking cultivator, because this Maya teaching to use English is not easy. Sometimes I have to go and find the term now to introduce, like specific phenomenal awareness, spacious awareness without a center, then the pure awareness, nature, all this thing. Then when it comes to like cultivation, a lot of new words I have to come out with it, because we don't have that type of Mandarin to actually allow us to actually coin the words. But good enough, because this type of sharing must come from the nature within, from cultivator, the way they have actually done it. Otherwise, not easy. Very good. Sadhu to you, Amy.
But it's not only very skillful and profound, but make easy, very direct,
make simple,
easily understood.
Yes, very easily understood. Related to life. And that one is very important. Because a lot of people tell me, very relevant. Even the AI also mentioned, it's very practical. It's not something like cannot be done on. Because after I explain, it's like everything makes simple and very easy to comprehend, and it can be done. That's why a lot of cultivator, if you listen attentively, you have faith, you can progress. In fact, this particular retreat, the last one, a lot of those who attend, they progress actually. Then the energy now is different again, the Kayamita force. Even this Tuesday class, nowadays they're sitting after the retreat, the last one and this one, immediately the whole session stillness on. The whole mind doesn't move on. Which means a lot of the Kayamita cultivator can do it. Otherwise, I won't feel this type of movement and energy on mind state on. Because my nature can detect and it can know. Then when it's around cultivator that has that type of ability, it will know one. That's why it's very different. Very good. English, Sadhu.
Mahasadu to Tuesday class.
To all our Kayamita, because we created the causes and condition for all this sharing to be possible. And it's meant to be. That's why develop the faith and really strive on with heedfulness. Especially the last Vesak. The message is very beautiful, very important. And after the last retreat, a lot of you all can develop the progress and understanding. But nowadays, I realize the awareness-based meditation with the four support can be understood so much easier. Especially with the last 3 books, the latest one that came out after I shared the retreat. The whole thing become like very easy to understand and develop the faith to go in and develop the cultivation, and a lot of them progress and able to have that type of result, which a lot of cultivators who do thought-based never dream of experiencing it on cannot. Even the day at the Thursday class, I remember that Brother Wong, he developed the sharing. Oh, even at the retreat also. The progress was fantastic. And after the class, Pamasri tell Brother Wong, he said, wow, you all new people progress so fast. She's so long already, also cannot develop the understanding to progress so far. That's why all this is happening. You know why? Well, the one that come recently, they have their path on. They are serious on. They are looking for this type of thing. And despite their earlier karmic conditioning that caused them to learn other type of practice and other things, especially Brother Wong, he take over that tradition, that one very long, he is really, I think, many years already. But because he's so sincere and he really wants to do it, he is still among us. The Wong Chan Man. He really attentively listens, and he really do. He asks very good question. Yeah, all those questions points towards a very clear message on somebody that is serious. Otherwise, they cannot ask it. And it so happened, got condition. I answer the way, like you come to know. The skillful means meant for him to understand or not. And he go back and he did it. That's why after the retreat, he become very different. And all the understanding, he will progress very fast. Because he already able to. You were on the Thursday class, Amy. Last Thursday class.
Yes, I was.
You heard his reporting.
Yeah.
Now he's anapanasati, with
yes.
the awareness, when he draw, he can know at the heart area there are 2 points where the nature's energy can go in. But he hasn't detected the gateway, and yet he can actually realize that, which is very good. Then later on, he went down to the navel, the Tantian, that pulling, that movement already moved. He will progress very fast if he continue to develop the religious routine. He's very serious about the cultivation. The Bodhisattva way, after he took the Bodhisattva vow, every morning he was there. Then the daily religious routine, don't stop, he do with it. That's why he progressed very fast. And now his awareness, very clear. That's why his anapanasati, his mindfulness, his awareness, daily mindfulness, all stabilized very fast. And that is the real progress. And you can see, and he's full of joy. Then he can see the big difference. Last time he did the thought base, and now this awareness base are completely different. And that nature inside, the tranquility, the stillness, all this. And it can happen to somebody so new. And I think all in all, he came to our class less than 3 months or coming to 3 months at the most. And yet he can progress so fast, which is very good. Sadhu. Okay, we continue.
I think another thing is regarding when Brother mentioned the last 3 books, especially the Path to Nibbana. Yeah. I also have the same feeling like Sister Po Cheng. We kind of discussed during the bus journey home. Because the book Path to Nibbana was kind of transcribed by both Sister Po Cheng and myself. I also feel the same, that when Sister Man Yuan read through on behalf of us, when I go through the book, like I never read before.
It's like new to you.
Like a new
pristine. Pristine. Very beautiful.
Yes.
the Dhamma has stand up very clear now. Sadhu.
Yeah, because Sister Po-Cheng also mentioned that, I call that never read before, but actually both of us were transcribing.
Yeah, you all were doing the transcript. Because that time when you do the transcript, you don't have that, what they call nature's understanding to actually comprehend the deeper part. But after that book came out, then you all, with your training, your cultivation, everything, then the retreat, the whole thing become different. That's why every time I share these 3 books, you all pay attention, you will go in on, and your understanding become very different. Even that book, what is the difference between awareness and consciousness? A lot of very penetrative Dhamma there. That one I remember it was Eng Bee who answered the question, what is the difference between awareness and consciousness? Then he said, well, I will try. I said, no need, you just say what you understand. Sure, correct one. And really, it came out beautiful. That's why from there, when people can understand that, means you understand the two mind. The true mind that is capable of being aware without thought. Otherwise, you cannot understand the cultivation. That's why that book, difference between awareness and consciousness. A lot of people go and listen. The audience, I think, if I'm not wrong, is 3,000 plus. Normally, this type of Dhamma video, to even hit 1,000 is very rare, very rare. But that one, a lot of people go and listen. And most of them, I don't know them. They are from all over the world. Then there were some very good, you call it, comments, where they reply back. So all this is like meant to be. That's why I told Chin Hao that time. I said, when all these books come out and the short video come out, a lot of people will benefit. They will gain the understanding and they will transform very fast. This last 3 books is very important. There's every retreat. I think the last retreat was the second time I go through it. And we went through all of them complete. So as the cultivation continue, next retreat, you all listen again. It will be even more beautiful. And these are all like very rare Dhamma understanding that is very penetrative. And like what you share, it's like you haven't heard before this type of Dhamma. It's like new to you. That's why everything is pristine when you listen to it from that nature. And it's like so beautiful, so new. Then nothing is like from the memory anymore. No more. You just listen attentively. And that message, that Dhamma understanding, it just go in. And when it go in, the heart, the nature that receive it will understand one. Then it become like so beautiful. It's like you haven't read it before. How come it's like that? That is the power of the Buddha Dhamma. That's why as you develop the understanding, your nature actually transform. As your nature transform, all this understanding that goes in also transform. And later on, when the time is right already, you all will know. Suddenly, like you all realize, now you can explain things, you can share things, and it's like very easy one. It's like no need memory, nothing one. Day to day living, you can use the day to day living understanding to actually explain to living beings, so that they can understand the uniqueness of the Buddha Dhamma. That's why I realized over the years when people came to talk to me, I can put it in such a way that they can understand, relate to life and all those things. And to cultivate now, they can penetrate very fast if they really have the past and they have developed their inner awareness within, then they can pick it up very fast. Very good English.
Yeah, thank you so much, Brother. I sincerely feel very grateful to Brother Tio's Dhamma sharing all this while that really benefit this nature of mind and all the others who listen to it. And I also very grateful that I have this karma affinity with the triple gem, the Buddha, the Dharma, and Sangha. So
let us rejoice. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Very good.
I also wish to thank the main committees who run this retreat, especially Sister Padmasuri, Brother Hsuan, Sister Suyi, and Brother Jin Hao, and the rest of without the supports of the committee and the participants, that especially to Brother Tio, our teacher, without all these causes and conditions, there won't be any retreat at all.
It cannot arise. It cannot arise, yes. And also our Kayamita Sparami, because we supported Sampao Si, and now Fazan Sifu and all the Deng Xiong Sifu, even the kitchen people, the helper, they like us actually. They can see we are different. And they can also sense our nature there. Every year is different, especially for Zhan Sifu, even though. Then this year it's also exceptional because the chanting there are very long. A few of the chanting, I think, because of one is Wensu Pusas, don't know what. Is it birthday or what? Then the other one is the Chu one, the chanting whole day almost. And a lot of they got the Fahui, where the outside people come, then they do the chanting at the Tisangwang Pusa there. So this year, those who go down morning chanting, you also benefit from all the good vibration that they develop. Very good. Anything else to add, Amy?
Radio, last not least, I would like to ask for forgiveness from Radio and all the participants in the retreat. If through bodily action, speech, or thought, if I have done anything wrong, please forgive this nature of mine. Thank you very much. That's all, Radio, that I would like to share.
Hello. Brother Tio, good evening. This is Stu and all Kalamita. Brother Tio, 其实我想分享，最近很多的那个 mantra come to me。
哇塞，自己来的，是哇塞。
我回来的时候呢，那2天就是 Om Mani Padme Hum。Then after that 呢，今天就是那个绿度母心咒。which 我之前很多年前听过的，然后他就来了，然后我就问这个绿度母到底是谁呀？我就去 Google，原来他也是一个很慈悲佛母，然后他手上那个莲花就是要怎么说，就是希望众生离苦得乐，他手上有个莲花的。然后我一看了那个之后，我的心里面就哇，很多的 compassion。然后一来的时候，我就不能 control， 就好像那个心咒一直在转，那个 compassion 一直在转。
他自己在里面念。
可是这一切，我就是好几年前 ，maybe 7、8年前听过他的那个心咒，然后就这样子，就是接着这样，就是我一来，你看我就躺下去了，我都有点危险，因为他就是那个心咒一直在转，我就去躺了，然后我出来，我整个人就好像不一样，就里面，刚才我可以 feel 到我整个人很 still， 很不一样的，就里面在做。对，
是这样子。
所以而且我在看莲花的 understanding 也不一样。
Yeah，
就是我家的那颗莲花，以前是触污泥而不染，现在的又是另外一个层次。就是这个就是一个 message 给众生要修行。那个圆融天下就是天下就是众生。对。而我的 understanding 那个天下是很 profound 的那种。
very vast。
而且我在大智度论里面也看到一个 verse， 我今天早上我也跟他送在分享。So beautiful。他的意思就是说，如果我们就是佛的力量给予我们一点点，我们没有不成的事。对，就是什么都能够。所以我借着这个机会跟大家分享我们的被这个佛的力给予我们真的能够走上去。因为你看我最近我真的不懂，他就是一个这样来，然后我的那个 compassion you know like 哇 it's like getting
keep on expanding grow
keep on expanding 好像我该
grow 对
该我在躺着的时候我可以就到我这边一直开这样子。所以感恩真的很感恩。
感恩佛菩萨，
佛菩萨真的，因为
他们的咒actually can help you have affinity. That's why they need to wait for the timing when she is ready, especially after this retreat. Because you remember, she was the one that asked you all to recite the Janti Pusa, Janti Soul, the mantra. And after that, come back, a lot of this mantra came to her. Yes, her cultivation is through the affinity with great things. And this time, the Bodhisattva way, the young God, I actually taught that thing. And when he started to use that as the what they call understanding, then she go and develop affinity with a lot of great things. Then whatever that has affinity on, when she is ready, the mantra, the so-called chanting, all will come to her. Like in the early days, even Pusa, that time she don't even know who are these great beings. He just came out of the depression, just recovered. That's why don't have to worry. Initially, like you gong don't know anything. Even like pushing you, don't worry. When the time comes, when you transform, you not only will know all these great beings that have affinity, they can actually come and help. And their mantra, their chanting, their however they will come. Even during the early day, remember, Amitabha, Kwanzi, this mantra come. Yeah. Then the chanting also come. And whenever this nature, during the silent the meditation, the understanding will unfold. And even when Guangxing Lao和尚, through the cassette tape in the early, I think 80s, the chanting, there was Amitabha chanting at the background. And the Amitabha was so clear, so vivid, until I constantly listened, then it just go in. Then of course with that clarity, with the understanding, the sharing by Guangxing Lao和尚all become very clear. That's why I can have the joy to rejoice with all the profound sharing they get. And that time, I was having this understanding. Actually got people who understand this type of teaching. This type of teaching, not only I understand, there are monks who also understand. That's why when they share, it's very different. Then when the sutta, the very profound stanza come out, when my nature hear it, immediately it know, you understand. Like the Surangama Sutta. The moment I read that statement, perception of form is consciousness, whereas it's non-perception eraser. My nature actually arises a lot of joy. I say, God, people understand in the world, but the sutta also know how to recite it. Well, at first I thought only my nature, I saw it, that's why I can understand. Then when I saw in the Surangama Sutta, I said, this is it. That's why that sutta is very profound and it's linked to the 50 Divine Samadhi and all this thing. Very good, 很好，sadhu.
Yeah, Radio, actually, 你 talk about Surangama Sutra. Actually, 我也有读过一段，他就是说，就是你那个悲心啊，好像每次就很怎么样讲，很想帮人或者什么的，但是那个是不是的？
不是菩提心
对，所以我是想分享这个，让大家也精进的去pick up一个你认为你听了非常喜欢的一个 mantra，你就 go for it，因为我个人我很喜欢听那个 mantra，因为 I mean 以前我好几年前就是来刚刚我开始跟 Brother 学的时候，就有经常有听 Brother 的 talk，有些多余的时间我在做工的时候还是什么，我就会 play 那个 mantra，you know。这个 Green Dara Mantra 我真的是很久没有听过的，没有接触到了的。但是今天这个，然后我又会起来谷歌一下谁到底这个是？I mean 我知道他是谁，但是我不知道他的 deeper 的 understanding about 这个对，他也是一个很慈悲的，所以 maybe 这个就是我的功课。我要走的这个 path 就是这样子，怎样说，就是有 faith， 我们要有 faith， 对佛菩萨要有 faith， 因为除他们，因为 Brother 每天以前告诉我也不明白，他说Brother 每天说那些佛菩萨 ever ready you know 等着 you know ready 等着我们其实我当下不明白，现在我终于明白，因为当我们 ready， 我们跟他相应的时候，
他的 nature 会 manifest，
对，就是
他不是一个人来的，他是他的 nature，
他的愿力，所以我们的愿跟他的愿相应的时候对，所以我能够 at this moment 我能理解的就是这样，所以我们在某某 sutra say 说维摩居士怎么 serve 多少个千万亿佛？其实真的是我们是出我们的愿罢了，而不是从我们身体力行的去一个。所以很感恩 Radio， 阿弥陀佛，我想分享的就是这一点点了。感恩 Radio， 阿弥陀佛。
Let us rejoice. Sadhu. That's why the aditana, that parami, very important. You know how to make use of it and evolve it. It is very powerful. That's why I realized after I perfected that parami, my nature become very different. I progress very fast and I know how to make use of that. That's why when I come, I teach a lot based on that aditana, means understanding. And from there, it evolved a whole understanding of the 10th perfection. That's why when I share the 10th perfection, I share it differently. From the 4 basic vows, all the perfection can be developed. And as you cultivate, as you develop the understanding, each and every of the 10 perfection, they are actually interpenetrative and supporting each other. And they are really perfect, pure virtue. That Bodhisattva really need to develop the understanding and perfection to make you into what they call have that nature to become a Sammasambuddha. That's why with more and more of this cultivator all the way coming out to develop the understanding, and from the understanding more and more people share, the faith become very different, and it can encourage more and more Kayamita to diligently cultivate. You only need 3 things, not difficult. You must have the faith, sadhana, then sincerity to go this way, because you know through or cultivation, who the Buddha is and how unique this teaching is. And especially the Bodhisattva way, so rewarding. And because of that, you only need to persevere. No matter what happens, just do, cultivate. Then it will come on out. Then when it comes, it will hit a stage of cultivation where you will never regress. You know this is it. Because not only you alone know, all the great beings are there to support you. And you can progress very fast. And you support back all the others that have affinity. That's why this way is a most beautiful and most perfect way that cultivator of the way cannot really imagine or understand unless you go this way. That's why I now able to explain more and more and share more and more of this is where more and more Kayamita has developed the understanding and progress. And even from our recent retreat, you already witnessed how all this mantra and chanting of great beings benefited the Kayamitas and cultivator of the way. Sometimes you may think that it's like fairy tale, the great beings nature, they talk to you. No, nothing to do with fairy tale. It really happened in real life. Because this is what the spiritual world is. It's not the world of the thought. The thought cannot understand. There's like a lot of things that happen. Initially, you will come to know your thought cannot understand. Your thought is basically memory, this life. Whereas your nature carries you all the past, especially your spiritual nature. But the spiritual nature you can only inherit after you connect. Before you connect, you cannot inherit anything. It will just maybe support you through certain vows that you have made and all those things. But for that spiritual nature to come back to your nature, to let you inherit the understanding, you must develop the ability to stabilize the awareness nature. Then slowly, this thing will come back. But the fastest is after you develop the ability to connect to the gateway. And from there, when we go in, I realized after that, 1989, after 9 months, my Monday mind collapsed. I inherited everything from back. That's why my nature developed the understanding. And like I tell you, a lot of the things that I understand, I never learned this life. But this life, even a lot of my teacher, the guide, they never teach me this type of thing. They only help me in certain aspect of cultivation. Like my last guy, nothing to do with Dhamma. But he know the gateway. And his purpose is to show me where the thing is. And from nowhere, New Zealand, finally he will come all the way to meet me. Not I go and see him. That's why it will cause things to arise because of my very unique miscellaneous vow. And it caused things to arise. That's why when you have this understanding, when you cultivate, you become very different. Also, just our project got a message in it.
Yeah, sadhu.
Very good. You show it. When Alicia was sharing, he said sadhu, thumbs up. Then sadhu, then love at the end. Rejoice, project sadhu. Okay, we better end. 10:34 already. Let us rejoice with all the good sharing. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Then we will share Mary and her. Oh, another message from Brother Wong. Mahasadu and thank you, Brother, for your guidance and mentoring. Good night. Okay, okay, good. So we start our sharing by sharing all these merits with all beings, starting with the Devas. Akasata Chira Bhumata Devanaga Mahindika Punyatang Anamoditwa Chirang Vakantu Loka Sasana Ittavata Jamihi Sampadan Punya Sampadan Sabbe Deva Anumodantu Sabba Sampati Siddhya Idang me nyatinang hotu Sukita hontu nyatayo Idang me nyatinang hotu Sukita hontu nyatayo Idang me nyatinang hotu Sukita hontu nyatayo Devo vasatakalena Sasampati hetuja Fito bhavatu lokoja Raja bhavatu dhammiko Imina punyang kamena Mame bala samakamo Satang samakamo hotu Yawa nivana bhatiya Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu. Okay, now you all can pay respect mindfully to Lord Buddha, Panyi Bodhisattva, and all the worthy ones. Let me end. Thank you so much for participating. Sadhu.